all set up so that way I can make sure it's all good. Alright, 35 views. Doing great. Hello, lurks. Early as ever, I see. It is always... Okay. Okay. Alright. Last time I ended off talking about not talking about, sorry, that's what I meant. Not talking about Doom, despite that was kind of like what I had been building up to. But today, that's what we're doing. Right now. Right now. Except, not really. Let me add some... This one's gonna call it... Okay. Let me get my other overlays up. Well, not my other overlays, my BRB. Turn me off for a bit. Yep. Okay. Alright. Oh, there I am. Okay, hello. And so, yeah, Doom. Doom is the thing we're going to be starting off today, because I left off the last stream saying that I was going to talk about Doom, but then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to throw it to somebody else, and then I let them do the entertaining for a bit. And so, this game in the middle real quick, it's called Doom and Destiny. We did look at it last time, but quick rundown. It's an RPG Maker game that's a parody of RPGs, but it feels less like... It doesn't look very good. That's it. It's not on the list for exactly that reason. And so... Doom. I mean, there's not really... I guess, in a way, it's funny. There's a lot of build-up in my head to talking about Doom, but really there's not a whole lot to say. Doom and Doom 2 are pretty much the same game with wider enemy varieties. I think they've got more guns in Doom 2. It's been a really long time since I played Doom 2, like a really long time, but you know, there's not... I think they've got like wider maps and stuff like that. You know, testing out John Carmack's code was a big deal back then. You know, after Doom 2 is the leap, I believe, to Quake. Like that's how like much they're starting to test with the code and all that. And then you've got, I believe it's Doom 64, which is again just kind of a Doom game made in the Quake engine. And you know, there's not a whole lot of innovation happening early on in the series. There's not a whole lot of, you know, totally new things going on. It just kind of is the same game over and over again until you get to Doom 3, which is a radical change, which is a very different game from the first three Dooms. Funnily enough, the first three Dooms. Which is sort of the first three Dooms, there's not a whole lot of innovation happening, and it takes until Doom 3 to really get into the kind of the swing of things, get into like it definitely got a critical hanging back in the day for kind of caving into modern aesthetics at the time. You know, the System Shocks, but I don't think BioShock had come out by then, but you know, that's a good kind of reference point if you don't really know anything about that era of shooters, for just how what that aesthetic had gotten to at that point in time for gaming. And it's not that it was bad so much as Doom had been one way for a really long time, and then it was this way. It is the one that infamously added the flashlight mechanic, where everything is super dark, and you've got to have a flashlight, and you've got to have a flashlight if you want to see anything, and you can't have your flashlight and your gun at the same time, so you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna use at any given point. Recently, it started to get a little bit more of a critical reappraisal, for good reason. It is pretty much still solid Doom gameplay. Maybe not it's not like secretly the best Doom game now, especially not even if you cut out both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. But it is solid. It is solid. You know, it's not the all-time worst game that ever existed or chose to exist just because it decided to implement a mechanic kind of poorly. And so, you know, but Yes, that's Doom. Oh, I didn't even talk about Doom 2016 or Eternal. Doom Eternal and Doom are basically the same game. Doom Eternal makes quality of life improvements with added verticality, I believe. Looks definitely like more fast paced than the original Doom 2016, but other than that, they're pretty much Yeah, I've heard that Doom Eternal has like a much more focus on story, which is that's oh god, no. Like what part of what made Doom 2016 so great was its like um not kowtowing to that kind of thing, not budging on that kind of thing, that kind of and it really worked. The story is decent from afar. It's something that in these games is really good to have in the background, kind of like running off over there is to help set up context. Yes, because I feel like if Doom 2016 was, it was just textureless. It just, Nintendo famously, to they come up with a mechanic first and setting later. Mechanic first and setting later, and how they do that is, they come up with a mechanic like say Mario is 3D now and he has to do 3D jumps, um, and before they add Mario to it to kind of because that would like mentally kind of bias them a little bit to how it's supposed to be. They they make him like a block. They make it a little block, and they give all the mechanics that they are going to put in the game to that block. He's gonna jump. Okay, he jumps like this, and they kind of just play around in that space, and they don't start doing like setting stuff, um, background things until playing in that bare white room is really fun on its own. But of course, you don't ship up that game, no matter what. You don't ship just the. You need context. You need aesthetic. You need a little bit of something like that. And Doom 2016 has that in the background, and it's very compelling in the background. But if you bring it to the foreground, it really loses something, in my opinion. And so I feel like that might have been a mistake. But that's Doom. Let me get my thing. Let me get my thing. Where is my pencil? Where's my pencil? That's not a pencil. That's half of a thing. Okay. Pencil list. I don't really recommend. I don't know if I would recommend any of the Doom games. I guess I kind of do, but they're Doom. If you know anything about Doom, I think the only thing I'd recommend really is go back and play Doom 3 if you haven't in a while. If you haven't played Doom 3 in a really long time, or if all you've heard is that it is, like the bad one, definitely go back and play it. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. It's very good. I actually quite like the new aesthetic. I like that they try to that a lot of it is up to, like they did what Doom did. They just updated all the old bosses into 3D, which was kind of the thing. Doom 64 didn't really do that. It was pretty much just Doom and Quake in the Quake engine, and it was pretty much just Quake. But Doom 3 is like a genuine attempt to put Doom in a 3D space. The only attempt to do so until Doom 2016, like more than 10 years later. But we're done with Doom. Get Doom 3, Doom 64. I don't think. Go ahead, I guess. Just get Doom. Go back and play them. This game is called The Door Kickers Action Squad. It's $17. Door Kickers Action Squad. And I have sound for myself now, funnily enough. We can be cops now. Cool. Right. Mm-hmm. Alright. Fuck me, I guess, for thinking that was going to be a gameplay trailer. Okay. This looks very slight. I don't see anything that's like ultra great about it, if you know what I mean. This looks, this looks. So it's clearly a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, but it's got a lot of context, but not a whole lot of gameplay. Like I don't get a sense of what we're doing really. Pardon. Back again, back again, back again. Back again, back again, back again. This is a much for such a weak concept and weak loop. Like, this is a weak looking game. It's just a weak looking game. I don't know how you could I don't know how you could just enjoy this. Whatever. Okie doke. This next game is called Doors and Room. This is Doors and Rooms. $17. Alright, here we go. Okay. Okay. Point and click so far. This looks like one of those, escape the room games, but slightly bigger. I don't know, if you really, really liked those escape the room puzzle games from back in the day, from 12, 15 years ago, sure, go right on ahead, but pretty much literally anyone else I don't like. If you did not grow up playing this kind of game, this is not going to be the thing that gets you into the genre, nor is it, worth it. Even if you grew up with that and are like, I think I could use a bigger version, a slightly more in-depth version of a game I played as a kid. It doesn't even look like that, and it costs a lot. as I walk through the valley of the shadow, in the shadow of the valley of death. There we go. That's what you call it. It ain't the valley of... No, this one's broken. This one is not broken. Alright. Here's my guy. Alright. Here goes. This game is called Doraemon Story of Seasons. I have a feeling this is based on the anime and manga. The very popular anime. So Stardew Valley, but it's Doraemon. Or more like Animal Crossing with a bit of I completely forgot Harvest Moon is a thing. They haven't I don't know if they've made recently a new Harvest Moon game, which I don't really see the point anymore. You know, you have all these other versions that aren't kind of stuck in the mold that Stardew that. So even now, Harvest Moon has kind of stuck itself in, whereas even a game like this, since Doraemon doesn't have any other, at least as far as I know, have any other farming games that are like this, it's not like it's got to kind of stay in the mold of a specific series of games. Yep. Be friends, get stuff, make a farm. Doraemon. That's pretty much it. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any other big twist. It is still $55 after... When did this game come out? Oh, this game came out literally a month ago. 2 months ago, actually. So, never mind. Although, this game might already be out. I don't know. What I mean is, this game... I don't know. I feel like I knew about this game before September, but that's when it says it. That's when it says. All right. That's it. $55. Not going on the list because it is just, just get Stardew Valley. It's fucking $17. If you really like Doraemon, it seems like this one's for you, but for everybody else. Looks like it is time to talk about Double Dragon. Double Dragon. It's a venerated beat 'em up series of video games, and that's kind of it. They are pretty good. Get all of them. Let's see, what's up here? Double Dragon and Kunio-kun. This is the only one I don't know what it is, so, we'll look at this one. Okay, it's a bundle of some sort of a couple games, so we might actually have a solution here, in terms of figuring out. God, my pants are all I know how that sounds. It's my pants. Alright? Alright, come on. The game. Play it. I want to see it. Well, the video. I would like to see the video. I don't know what it is. I just don't like things underneath me while I sit. Even if it's something nice and soft, no. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try that again. Okay, here we go. E10 for Fantasy Violence. It's got Double Dragon. This is a pretty good one. Looks like it's gonna have all 4 of them, and then another fighting game. I mean, they're all pretty good. It's Double Dragon. Not really much else to say. And they got something called Renegade. I mean, if you really like beat 'em ups, Dodgeball. Oh, a volleyball game using the beat 'em up engine. That's pretty cool. River City Ransom. Oh, this is worth it just for that. And they got Crashing the Boys. Come on. Ah, come on. Oh, this is almost totally worth it just for River City Ransom, but you're telling me they got all this other stuff. 2 dodgeball games, 4 Double Dragons, 6. Then you've got River City Ransom, that's 7, and they got this. Oh, this looks good. And Kunio-kun, and they got a soccer beat 'em up. Oh, this looks great. There's so many fucking games on here. This looks really good. This looks really fucking good. I was wondering. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Shit yeah. A hockey game too? Perfect. It's ultimate. The sports fighting game in its ultimate form. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, that is. Oh, this is just utterly beautiful. Oh, this is great. Then they've got a bigger soccer game, I guess. But they all look good. These all look really good. Street basketball, always good. I lost count of how many games there are on this thing. I think there's like 15. So, no, it doesn't say if it's got them. 3 Renegade Dodge. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nearly 20 games. Most of them not even released in North America. That's actually amazing. Now, I'm not going to put it on the list, but this is absolutely something we're going to have to go back to, I think, because it already looks like it's got, it's kind of like in there from its, kind of in there from its, don't know how to explain, I'm gonna go back to it for the arcade classic stream that I'm going to be doing once I'm done with this one. Alright, so that's the 4 Double Dragon games. I think the only one I'd recommend buying is Double Dragon 4, and that's only because it's the only one that isn't available in this bundle right here. Alright, this game is called Double Pug Switch. Double Pug Switch. It is $10. Double Pug Switch. $10. Real pug. Dreams of fake pug. Lady. Cat. Gonna mess with chemicals. What's he gonna do? What's that cat gonna do? Platform. Switch between Light World, Dark World, much like Link to the Past, Metroid Prime 2. looks like a decent amount of effort went into this game. I don't know that it is. I don't know how to explain this, but I want to play the second game here. It looks alright. I don't necessarily know that I'd buy it though, is my issue. It does look hard. I've been enjoying Celeste recently, so I feel like this is a nice cheap way of getting some more like really hard. This looks heavily puzzle based, not puzzle, timing based, as well as like including a bonus level for some reason. Maybe this was a PC game they got boarded on or something. I don't know. I'm conflicted. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, that's what that means. Alright, next. Oop, only one rating. One person bought it and was like very upset with it. Unfortunately, that 1-star review is going to be the thing. Alright, this game is called Double Switch, and apparently it's been out for 25 years. Out from 2018. So it's actually been out for 27 years. So it's 1993. What is this game? I hope it's not FMV like I think it might be, because that means I'm going to have to automatically put it on the list. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's the height of video games. We already reached it. We already reached it. We don't need to go further. We don't need to go further out from this point, you know. And this was 1993. We didn't need to keep going, but we did anyways. And it was hubris to think we could ever do better than that. But Double Switch, how much is it? $17. Double Switch, $17. Let's see. Okie doke. Doing some math. Doing some math, doing some math, doing some math, math. Looking at Twitter, looking at Twitter, looking at Twitter, looking like Twitter. Da 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 da. Okie doke. That's a nice little stream I got here. I can just pop off for a bit, look at Twitter for a little bit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Who's gonna complain? You? You're not even here. If you want me to stop looking at my Twitter, you want me to stop checking my emails, you motherfucking stop me, asshole. Okie dokie, what's here going? Ooh. NVIDIA announces a 180 gigabyte GPU, world's most powerful GPU for AI supercomputing. I'm gonna use that to run Minesweeper. Okie doke, let's move on. Let's go on. Okay, we continue. Doling's Arcade. This one's $8. It's $8, and it's called Doling's Arcade. Doling's Arcade. Doling's Arcade. Here we go. It's this. I'll give it this. Out. There's a bit more to it than just Breakout. That is to say, than it is just being a copy of Breakout. Breakout is obviously a well-designed game. It's just that most Breakout clones are Breakout clones. They don't try to do anything. They just call all the power-ups something different. Sometimes they don't even bother to do that. They call it, brick collapse or something like that. And then just recycle Breakout. This looks alright. I don't know if it's $8. In fact, I'm gonna say right now that it's not worth the same amount that like a Whataburger burger is right now. That's my personal, like, my weight. This has got to be worth more than the equivalent amount it would take to buy a meal that you could use to buy a meal. For example, this game is $11. You buy a really big cheeseburger or 2 cheeseburgers, 2 regular ones. You could use it to buy a kid's meal. Would you rather buy this or that? Would you rather get this or a meal for your family? That sounds a little bit more urgent. Would you rather get this for your family or as a treat? You're like, oh, they did good at school. This does look. Yeah, you know what? This has more to it than the last one. This looks alright, actually. This looks alright. I was talking shit, but you know what? That is an addition. That is a movement and innovation, if not in gaming, to its own series. You know, it is different significantly. Don't know necessarily if I'd pay more for this or Big Cheeseburger. You know, this or Big Cheeseburger. This or Big Cheeseburger. Big Cheeseburger. Big Cheeseburger every day. Oh, and there's a bundle, so if you want both, I guess. Okay, this game is called Downward Spiral Horus Station. Horus Station. It's $22. This is a development diary. I need a trailer. No offense. I love development diaries. I love development stories. I love that thing. I'm more interested in the trailer right now. You know, I'm sorry, man. I'm sure these are very interesting development. I am interested in development stuff, but I'm just okay. Here we go. Third Eye Studios. Okay. This spring. Discover, sure. Horus Station. So, like, so far free floating combat kind of deal. Not much in that trailer, huh? I don't know. Let me guess. This is a VR game kind of deal. My guess is this is the kind of thing you're supposed to play on. Like, this is like an app for the VR headset. Although it does look like it has. I don't know. It looks like it's definitely one of the kinds of things you want to play with VR, and I don't have that. So if you have it and that looked fun to you, it's free floating, so that way to make the weirdness of the movement less weird. Okay, still don't look that good, even as a VR game. This game's called Dracula's Legacy. It's $11. What do we got here? Doesn't look like we have anything. Even a screenshot. Doesn't look like we have anything. Not even a screenshot. And so we are going to move on. What is this kind of game? Hidden object adventure game. Find clever clues and solve mysteries. So it's a hidden object game. That's alright, I guess. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pop off for a bit so I can watch a video. Like I said, this is the kind of thing where I'm going to be like 8 minutes. So, if you want to go get a snack of some sort, I recommend you do that now. You're not here right now, though. No one is here right now. But if you are here right now, I recommend getting more snack, going to the bathroom, other things. I feel like these are very smart things to do. Get up, go get us, do stretches. Be comfortable for a little bit. have a bad cough. Ice. Sorry for the burp, everyone. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Did I add a game or no? No, I got bored because of Dolings made me so fucking boring, and Horse Station made me so bored, and Dracula's Legacy made me so bored. Like there was just nothing. You know, in either of those games that made me wanna like keep going. Like I've legitimately seen some fucking boring games on here, but there was always something. And part of it, I think, is just that Dracula's Legacy didn't have a video, and, but Horror Station was really just, just in succession. And now we have to talk about Dragon Ball. How much are we talking about Dragon Ball Z? These are all different kinds of games. Also, yeah, okay, so there's only really, 3 that we need to talk about. But the Dragon Ball Z games are always good for a little laugh, especially if you're into these kinds of fighting games, as well as just Dragon Ball Z. There are 3 different games here. We got Fighter Z, we got Xenoverse, and we got Kakarot. Each kind of a different kind of game. And what I mean by that is Fighter Z is the one by Arc System Works, and it is a gorgeously rendered 3D fighting game with a 2D aesthetic. It looks like it was it looks like it's 2D, not necessarily hand-drawn animation. When I say hand-drawn, for future reference, I mean like kind of traditional, it's definitely not traditional. It looks very like it looks 2D. It's all I can say. It looks like it was drawn, or even digitally drawn. But really, it is 3D models carefully assembled to look 2D, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. It is utterly wonderful, but it is still it's an Arc System game, so Arc System game, lovingly crafted 3D rendered graphics, Dragon Ball Z. So, the Xenoverse is the traditional Dragon Ball Z fighting game, and by that I mean you and another player are pitted against each other in these kind of open 3D areas, and you're in these areas and you fight each other, throw energy balls at each other, I don't know the difference between Xenoverse 2 and Xenoverse 1, which is always that's always bad. I could tell you the difference between Budokai and Tenkaichi and Budokai Tenkaichi. You know, the difference between all of them was very. There were big differences. But Xenoverse, I don't know. They're kind of the same game, and Xenoverse 1 is like $6 right now. So if you somehow didn't know that Dragon Ball Z has fighting games, here you go. I think Xenoverse 2 is after Super. I think that's the draw. Is that it has the characters from Super in it. So if you also somehow didn't know, if the characters from Super are such a big draw to you that you're willing to drop $65 fucking dollars on a video game, then I can't stop you, I guess. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I believe, is slightly different. It's supposedly an RPG. Let's look a little bit closer because it has been a really long time. When I heard about this game, it was called the Goku Project. You know, like that's how, like, back in the day it was. It was like so, but it is an RPG. You know, it lets you like walk around and stuff. Supposedly, it's been a really long time since I've seen a gameplay trailer. I don't need you in the fucking chat being like, or like looking this in the future, going on my Twitter being like, you were so dumb. Did you not know that Kakarot? We're watching the video now. Alright, buddy. This looks like Xenoverse. This doesn't look significantly different pretty much from any other Dragon Ball Z game. Like, this doesn't look significantly different from any of the fighting games. I don't know. I don't know what the selling point here is. I legitimately don't know. Like, this looks very bombastic, but it also looks like Xenoverse. You know? Like, it looks like Budokai Tenkaichi. It looks like all the other ones. Super Budokai Tenkaichi. Yeah, look at that. It used to be called Project Z. Like, that's how far away it used to be, and now it's called Kakarot. Early 2020. That they did make it. I don't know. You know, it's like, looks like they get all the way up to Trunks at least. I don't know if that means they get all the way to the Cell Saga or not. But I don't know I really don't know what the draw is supposed to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Oh, this is so different from the other Dragon Ball Z games. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. It didn't sell me. You know, I can just buy Xenoverse. I believe Xenoverse has like a dumb, terrible story, and that's supposed to be like my thing. Like, I think it's supposed to be like Xenoverse has its own made up, dumb, terrible story, like how I don't know how to explain, like the One Piece video games are occasionally have original stories that are fucking awful because they're not written by fucking Oda and they're not fucking like good. And so like I think this is supposed to be like a return to like Budokai Tenkaichi, wherein Budokai Tenkaichi was a recreation of the story, and you play the story of Dragon Ball Z, and we haven't had a game like that in a really long time. So I think that's really supposed to be it. You know, just... But as I said, Xenoverse is $5, and Fighter Z is so much more better looking, and so... And in general, none of these games ever go back to Dragon Ball, which is my preferred. I like Dragon Ball better than Dragon Ball Z. I know that's fucking insane. Like, how can you say that? But Dragon Ball Z fucking drags its ass all the time, and I don't mean with filler. I don't mean like that. I mean like it never feels like I'm getting anywhere. Even if you took out all the quote unquote filler, it never feels like what is the end point of Dragon Ball Z? He fights a threat, and he gets rid of it. It's a little more than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it's got some decent fight animation every once in a while. I don't know. I feel like Cell was a decent ending for the series because it felt like because it had a decent like an idea of a conclusion. Here's because they were foreshadowing it since the beginning of the Android saga. Goku is going to have a heart attack. He's going to die, and Trunks is here to give him medicine that didn't exist in this era. And even with this medicine, he's going to be out of commission for like a year. And thus, we kind of, need him to. We need to at least get him this medicine so he can live after his thing. And so we're going to have to fight these androids, and we're going to have to... And then Cell comes in, because as a result of the changed timeline, which is a neat little thing. And then, Cell happens, and that's neat. And that... The point of that story is passing the torch from father to son, that's a point. That's a point. Frieza, there's not really any point to going to fight Frieza. Really. Like, it all feels made up in the same way all stories feel made up, but like, I don't know. Dragon Ball Z is bad. That's all I can say. Watch Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball instead. This game's called Dragon Fangs, the Rose of Dungeon of Time. Yeah, Dragon Fangs Z, the Rose of Dungeon of Time. Okay, this game's $27. $27 for the Rose and Dungeon of Time. Dragon Fangs. Alright, here we go. RPG. Okay. Dungeon crawly. Literally a dungeon crawl. Here we go. Alright. Neat little aesthetic so far. Very pretty. Okay. So it's pretty much just a dungeon crawl, and you can speed up your movement to go a little faster, so you don't have to deal with that. This didn't invent the concept, but it makes me think of the old Pokemon dungeon games. In terms of like how this combat goes, and I'm aware that these kinds of things have existed for longer than Pokemon Dungeon. Alright, you don't need to get up on me. Didn't you know about the original series, a Dragon Knight, for the NES, which did this kind of gameplay, but in 1989? No, I didn't know that. Why would I know that? You get abilities, it's an RPG. With this kind of aesthetic, I feel like this was like a huge misjudgment. Like, this was a huge misjudgment. It looks fine, although in a way it is a decent trailer. It's showing us the literal, like, here is what's going to happen when you play it. In a way, I respect that. I respect the boldness to think that your game is so interesting that you're going to actually show what it's like to play it, rather than a trumped up video that's all like, 10 years ago, the epitome occurred. This is 10 years after the epitome, and we are now all dungeon crawlers, and we are dungeon crawling until we all die and save the universe with friendship, and showing us all the cool boss fights and that. But this, cutting out all the fluff, cutting right through it is a gameplay video. Unless I'm watching a gameplay podcast. Nope, this is a video. This is literally just, here's what you do in the game. And you know what? I respect it. And it looks alright. I'm not putting it on the list because this isn't really my kind of game. But if you liked the old Pokemon dungeon games, and you think that you might enjoy some more of it, I recommend it. This looks alright. This looks pretty okay. I don't dislike it. It looks pretty cool. But other than that, okay. Moving on. This game is called Dragon Fantasy Volumes of Wisteria. There's no one I can... There's not even, like a gag of a person I could raid right now, I don't think. Let's see. No, not YouTube. Twitch. I'm going to look at this last game, and then I'm going to throw it to somebody else. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna go for it. And if that doesn't work, okay. Oh, I will raid someone, is the point. And so, yes, I will close this now. Let's see. Get that out of the way. Let's look at Volumes of Wisteria. Oh, Dragon Fantasy Volumes of Wisteria, sorry. Whoa, look at all that stuff. That makes it E10 for everyone. This is like Bart Simpson the game. Alright, here we go. I'd been watching this lad fought himself a big ol' hungry... Okay. This is nice and pretty, though. I feel like this might just straight up be an RPG Maker game, but they didn't just use all the pre-made assets. I mean, they clearly used the text, but hey, whatever. Who gives a shit? Okay, looks like it's a jokey thing, like Doom and Destiny. It still doesn't look super funny, but at least it has its own aesthetic. It's allowed to make jokes about these things. Oak, Mr. Lizard, Walking Dead, Goldblum, Bloody Skeleton. And see, look at these. They at least, yeah, okay. How much is it? $11? No. Not in a million years. But good luck. It looks alright. Also, I want to see what, like, the limit of, like, who I can, like, raid. You know? I've got one viewer. So far, the upper limit is, like, 80 views of people is, like, the limit of who I can raid. Okay, here I go. Gonna go try to raid Holly Holotones. I love Holly. She's great. She's amazing. Part of Radio TV Solutions. She's Dr. Coomer on Half-Life VRAI. Here I go. Supposedly I'm here. But I don't think it worked, yeah. 169 is definitely the limit, so let's raid somebody else. I don't think we need to even raid anybody. Let's see if we can raid Lemmy. Let's see if we can trick it into letting me raid Lemmy. Let's do it. Come on. I believe in us. I believe in our ability to do it. Here we go. Come on. I believe in us. Okay? Right now. Alright. We weren't able to, but whatever.